This is a quick tutorial on how to use my AP curving spreadsheet. Up at the top, you're going to find two boxes, MC possible and FR possible. This is where you put in the total number of points for multiple choice, maybe it was 28, and the total number of points for the free response, maybe that one was worth 10, you gave them 20. You gave them two 10-point free response questions. All right. Then you type the student's name in, Jimmy, and you put the total number of points they earned on the multiple choice. So maybe they got 20 out of the possible points. Right? And then you go ahead and put in for the free response the number of points they earned. Points, not percentage. So you'd put it, maybe they got half those, 10 of those points. Right? The first column you're going to see here is the raw percentage column. That column is the unweighted, uncurved grade. Okay, 50% of the score comes from multiple choice, 50% of the score comes from free response. If you double click on it, you can actually see my formula and all I typed in up there to get that done. Alright, the curved grades are over here. There's two curved grades. There's a curved final grade, which is for cumulative tests that cover more than one topic, because those are more difficult for the students to study for, harder to prepare for, so the curve is a little more generous. You see that's an 88 rather than an 81 for the unit test. Okay, the unit is a little tougher curve because they should be able to prepare more easily for a straight forces, straight circular motion, straight magnetism quiz or test. All right, so this one's a little less generous. But you can pick and choose. I mean, when it's my first test I give them, I almost always use the curved final, just to be more generous. This column estimates what they would score on the AP test. Granted, it's not the same every year, because it's based on a bell curve, so that's never the same every year. Okay, so that's not true. Okay, and then you got corrections here, which is a column where it gives half the points they missed back based on their curved unit score. Alright, so it's not going to give half the points back for this. It's given half the points back based on their curved unit grade. If we look at an example, let's see, this is actually an actual test I gave in AP Environmental Science. I just removed all their names. Alright, and so you can see there were 44 points possible on the multiple choice, 20 points possible on the free response. This student got 23 here, 11 here. Their raw score was 54, unit score 75, actual score 82. That would get them a 4, almost a 4 on the AP Environmental Test. With corrections, I can bring it up to an 88. You'll see some of them are lower, like this student here scored so high that their curve was above 100. Because of that, any corrections they did would bring them down. Other than that, the corrections should always bring up the score, because it's based on the curved unit column. And then you see that when I put in correction grades, if I do, I cap it at 85. Otherwise, students could bomb the test, do corrections, and still get almost an A, if not an A. And that doesn't encourage the kids to study or prepare at all. So I cap the correction scores at 85. So if they're, like this student here would get a 94 for corrections, no, at most they could get an 85. I cap them there to try to encourage them to study next time rather than depend on corrections for their scores. Again, this was how to use my spreadsheet, and if you have any further questions, comment below or shoot me an email if you know my email address. Thank you very much.